morning and welcome to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's only local morning show, giving you exclusive access into people, businesses, and events in our community. We're bringing you this show live daily weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with your host, me, Maddie Muschin. Before we dive into today's show, every week we highlight someone, an educator, student, business, or organization from our Greater West Bloomfield community, going above and beyond. If you would like to submit an entry for someone, you can scan the QR code on the screen and fill out the Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reasons why you think they should be recognized here on the Splash Live for our Person of the Week. Now let's go check out what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. The first event we want to look at is the West Bloomfield Township Public Library virtual events. The library is hosting a ton of fun and educational events for residents of West Bloomfield in all age groups. Today they had their last event for the week, which is their 10:30 a.m. virtual Storybook adventure class that will bring your child on a journey with their favorite storybook characters. In this program, your child will learn to celebrate and sing as they celebrate their favorite storybook characters. This program is recommended for ages 2 to 5 years, and if you cannot make it to today's Storybook program, they have them weekly on Thursday mornings. For this event and all other virtual events at the library, you can register on their website at westbloomfieldlibrary.org. Something ongoing at the library also is your ability to rent out those great literacy and tender topic kits to help your child with their literacy skills and learn ways to learn about tough topics that are happening in our community. You can rent out these kits by stopping into the library, or you can call the Youth Services Desk to reserve that kit of your choice. Today, on April 14th, you can join in the Easter egg hunt fun at Marshbank Park. West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation is hosting their annual egg hunt, where you can hunt for eggs and then redeem them for treats and cool prizes. There will also be a meet and greet with the Easter Bunny, a petting farm, and trackless train rides that you, your friends, and family can enjoy. Registration for your specific age group event can be done through the West Bloomfield Parks website, and they ask that you bring your own Easter basket to carry all of your prizes and eggs. The registration fee for this event is $7 per West Bloomfield resident child and $9 for all children of non-residents. The last event we want to look at is on Thursday, April 21st. The Sylvan Lake Garden Club is inviting you to an evening of learning on how to use native Michigan plants to support the declining pollinator populations, create healthy yards, trails, and lakes, as well as minimizing rain runoff and flooding. This will be led by Erica Kleitz, the director of the Oakland County Cooperative Invasive Species Management at Six Rivers Land Conservancy. This event will have a social time that is starting at 6:30 p.m. and presentations will begin at 7. This event will be held at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. If you have an event you would like us to feature here on the Splash Live, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at our interview with Alexa Cohen, a mobile notary here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. But before that, we held the 4th annual State of the Communities address this year that allowed our leaders in our 4 communities to talk about topics that are impacting our Greater West Bloomfield area. During this address, the leaders talked about their community programs and how they are helping keeping their community connected, especially during the times of social distancing and virtual events. Let's go check out what our community leaders had to say. This year, for the 4th annual State of the Communities Address, we talked to leaders in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keiko Harbor, and West Bloomfield about how certain topics such as the COVID-19 pandemic and infrastructure are changing in their communities. Let's go check out what the leaders had to say about their community programs that they had last year and how those will be changing in 2022.
We had a very successful family fun night this fall. We replaced skate night, more of a family fun night with a live band, and they're planning on trying to do 2 or 3 of those during the season this year to really help with that entertainment. We're definitely getting back to having a Memorial Day parade this year. The Easter egg hunt, I believe, is going to take place. We're going to still have our tree lighting ceremony. They did, because of COVID, they did a Taste Tequigo a little bit different this year, where you discounts at restaurants to go in there. I think the hopes are is to get back to having a Taste Tequigo at Santia Hall and maybe even in the outside out there.
visits to Apple Island, which of course is owned by the West Bloomfield School District, and it's very well worth going over there. There are going to be 2 new boats this year that West Bloomfield has bought. Our annual community block grant funds are dedicated to and allocated to the Haven shelter. We do this pretty much every year. Our St. Mary's Fair has been a big item in our community for years. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this year. Of course, it didn't happen last year, and I'm not sure what the future will bring. But those are some of the things that we've done.
A bit over a year ago, we passed an ordinance to provide a system by which residents can submit an application to hold a community event in public spaces. It has been incredibly successful, and we are thrilled to see our community center being regularly utilized by residents. The change has brought food trucks, small outdoor concerts at our community center, a weekly game night and yoga event, and public speakers, and anyone has the opportunity with a good idea to make it a reality in Sylvan Lake. Our greatest asset is the community we foster. We have hardworking, generous neighbors who want to participate and work together to make Sylvan Lake the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan.
The health fair will be held, I believe, on June the 9th, and this is a good opportunity to commend Suzanne Levine, and you know her. She's the president and executive director of the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Imagine having that role during COVID when businesses are closing. She maintained that organization. Our Parks Commission and our library, they constantly are offering programs, especially to senior citizens.
You can watch the entire 4th annual State of the Communities address to hear more from your leaders about these topics and what's going on in your community. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschen.
For more information on the State of the Communities address and to watch the entire program and conversation that we had with the 4 leaders in our West Bloomfield community, you can visit our website at civiccentertv.com, or you can head over to our YouTube page at Civic Center TV to view the entire conversation that I had with the leaders in our 4 communities. Later on, we'll be taking a look at a boutique consignment shop here in Keego Harbor that is dedicated to bringing retro items to our area. But before that, we're now going to be taking a look at our interview with Alexa Cohen, a mobile notary here in the greater West Bloomfield area, where she talked about her business and how she is helping our residents amidst the pandemic. Let's go check it out. Joining us now to talk about her new business here in our greater West Bloomfield community and how she is helping residents is Alexa Cohen, a mobile notary here in our community. Alexa, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, Alexa, could you first tell our viewers who may be unfamiliar, what is a mobile notary and what it is that you do?
Okay, so a mobile notary, the first word mobile, you can move around, you can cater to people that maybe can't come around. So, during COVID, when people were, more so restricted to the house, it was easier for, notaries to come to them. And then the notary part refers to you signing documents and verifying the documents are credible. So there's a lot of people that need important documents notarized. So that's what a mobile notary is.
And then, Alexa, could you tell us a little bit about how you got into the notary business and why you decided to make it a more mobile business to help our residents here in Greater West Bloomfield?
Yeah, so I was thinking about it for a little bit, but I'm big on action. So as soon as I thought about it, I'm like, let me just get certified. Let me get my stamp so that I can do it. And one of the main reasons I actually started doing it is because my grandma, lived at a lot of different retirement homes. And I realized that the retirement homes, they need a lot of notaries, and it's nice to go there because, a lot of the older folks, they can't come to you. And like I said, during COVID, you would have to go to them and you help them out. You help them make their lives easier, and you can help other businesses. So part of it was just me wanting to help a different crowd of people.
And then, Alexa, you started this mobile notary business about 2 months ago. What types of things have you seen with the clients that come to you for notary needs?
Well, as far as the clients, most of my people are within the Oakland County, and they're it's nice to see them because you're going to see all types of people. You can see there's people in jail that need notaries, there's attorneys that need them, and then again, like the retirement homes. So I've been able to connect with a lot of different people from different backgrounds. And it just feels good to be able to help them out, and, you know, especially with the businesses too, because they need notaries at a fast amount, like at a fast rate, so they can help their people return papers and carry on with business.
And Alexa, could you give us a little bit of insight into what types of services that you provide for things that need to get notarized?
Okay, so when you say services, are you talking about like what kind of documents get notarized? Oh, okay. So wills, deeds, power of attorney. I've seen people get their license, social security cards notarized. Anything can get notarized. You know, a lot of attorneys and real estate agents, you know, they might need certain deeds notarized. And, you know, even UPS stores, FedEx stores, they need documents notarized too when they send them off. So there's a long list of things, but the main things that I've been working with are wills and powers of attorney.
And Alexa, how does someone benefit from having someone that they can contact for a mobile notary, especially too, you mentioned with the pandemic, people might not be able to get out and get something notarized. How does it benefit that you've seen in the greater West Bloomfield community, specifically with your services?
Okay, so with the services that I provide, you know, I have a motto, and my motto is don't get caught making a living instead of designing a life. And someone else actually said that quote, and it kind of stuck to me because being a mobile notary, it allows you to move around more freely. So for me, you know, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So now that I'm able to connect with a different crowd of people, I'm able to come to them and cater to them, because some of the people that I notarize for, they might need extra things done. And since I have a vast majority of connections, I can connect them with what else they need done. Maybe they need, you know, certain people, when you notarize something, maybe they need a witness, and maybe they don't have anyone to do that. I can provide them with a witness, and I'm very, very flexible. It helps that I live super close to a lot of these assisted livings and a lot of these areas around, because I'm very flexible. So if they ever, you know, need something they kind of forgot about it, time, you know, kind of slipped by, and they were like, last minute, Alexa, I need you to come help, I can pretty much show up.
And Alexa, as we wrap up here, will you tell our viewers how they can reach out to you and find more information about your mobile notary business and the things that you provide?
Sure thing. So if you guys want to reach out to me, my number that you guys can contact is 248-790-9541. And I also have a Facebook, Alexa Cohen. I've LinkedIn. Pretty much every social media. Instagram is A Cohen Official, and I respond to social media and calls ASAP.
And then Alexa, what is the best way if someone does want to reach out to you? What is your preferred method, and maybe that initial email that they need to send to you to get the information that you need?
Okay, my preferred method is just to call 248-790-9541 or text.
Well, Alexa, it was a pleasure having you on the Splash Live today. Thank you so much for giving us some more information about your mobile notary business here in the greater West Bloomfield community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again to Alexa Cohen for joining us on the Splash Live and giving us some more information on her mobile notary business here in the greater West Bloomfield area. I got to visit a very cool boutique consignment shop here in Keego Harbor that is bringing the retro feel of the 50s and 60s to our greater West Bloomfield community. Lay Shop 2, located off of Orchard Lake Road, has 3 floors of art and furniture that you can check out at their showcase. Let's go take a look inside Lay Shop 2 now.
If you're a fan of fine art or vintage furniture, Lay Shop 2 in Keego Harbor is a place that you must visit for all of your needs. We talked to Terry Stern and Tristan Maltby of Lay Shop 2 about their auction house and some of the cool items that they have in store.
The background on the store is that our 2 owners, Julie and Deborah, decided to open a consignment store with literally no experience in any retail, and it was just such a great concept that it really blew up. And they started with the 2 of them. I think we have almost 10 or 12 employees even now, and they started with clothing, doing vintage clothing, and they found that they would take a piece here or there from a home and started selling the furniture, and it just turned into this 18,000 square foot warehouse now.
So our auctions are all online for the most part, and we specialize in furniture, fine art, lighting, these huge art pieces like this mural that we're standing behind by Tristan Eaton. Mid-century modern furniture. We had a really rare 1950s Eames cabinet that broke an auction record. It sold for $48,000, and then plus the buyer's premium. So that was really exciting. And so yeah, we do quarterly auctions. So we have auctions every 3 months about. So our next one we're gearing up for the middle to the end of summer.
We are a one-stop shop, so we do the appraisals. So we have clients that come out and want to know the value, so they're moving and they need their artwork appraised so that it can be shipped. They want to know the value so they can sell pieces. So we come in, we do appraisals for the clients, help them with if they want to sell the pieces. We can do an estate sale for them. I have the highest accreditation in the country. There's about 800 appraisers. I'd say 400 of them are in New York. So there's only a few of us in this area that can actually do donations. I do volunteer work for the DIA. I do their donation appraisals. So when a client gives a big donation, they don't have to pay to have the appraisal done.
Definitely come visit our showroom. We're open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 5. And something that that we just opened is Le Shop Remix, which has almost our clearance items there, but also some really fun finds.
It's pretty much 75% off.
Yeah.
What we do to change the inventory is after 3-6 months, if it's not sold, we lower the price and then we move it over to Remix. So it's a great opportunity. We like to call it Le Shop for All because it's very affordable and everybody can, like you were saying, college graduates can come in and buy a gorgeous couch. You know, the furniture from the past was way better put together than it is today from like IKEA or Target. Not dissing those companies, but you know, we have bedroom sets that are older than most of us that are working here, and
it might just need a little bit of love or reupholstering and things like that, and just a new life. That's what we love, like for these furniture pieces and art pieces, to have a new life and a new home.
If you're looking to get your piece of art appraised or want to visit their upscale mid-century modern retail showroom, make sure to check out Le Shop 2 in Kego Harbor. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschen.
Thank you again to Terry and Trista for giving us an inside look into Le Shop 2. If you have any questions about getting a piece of art appraised or visiting their showcase, you can contact them on social media as well as their website at leshop2.com. Joining us now to talk about United Way of Southeastern Michigan and National Volunteer Week is Angela Beckman, the Senior Director of Engagement, and Tonya Adair, the Chief People, Equity, and Engagement Officer from United Way of Southeastern Michigan. Angela and Tonya, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
So, Tonya, let's start off with giving us a little bit of background on United Way. For those in our audience who are not familiar with it, can you give us some background information on what United Way of Southeastern Michigan does?
Yes, United Way has a mission of mobilizing the caring power of Southeastern Michigan, and we do that in many ways by providing support to our on-the-ground partners who are doing the work. We raise funds to make sure partners have what they need to help the community. And we do a lot of community service work ourselves, and a part of that is in our engagement work. We engage the community in looking at corporate volunteers as well as community, civic and social organizations that we utilize to make sure that we're helping to lift up the communities and the needs of the communities. We're strengthening the community engagement through impacts in ways that really looks at the entire community, look at our neighborhoods, and allows for the region to grow together, especially now during the offset of COVID. After 2 years of being in a pandemic, we want to make sure that we're mobilizing individuals, corporations, community, civic and social organizations to really help build back the community in ways that will help support and lift all of us. And Angela is going to tell us more about the Volunteer Engagement Week, but one of the ways that we can make sure that we're also lifting up, we focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And after in a few months, we're also jumping off our 21-day equity challenge, which last year we had 5,000 people to sign on to compete, to be a part of that challenge. It's free to the community, and you get daily emails that really lift up the things that are happening around Southeastern Michigan. And that's one way that people can also lean in and support and volunteer.
And Angela, before we get to you, Tonya, I just have another question about that equity challenge. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that and tell us exactly what that is and how members in our community in Southeastern Michigan can get involved with that?
Absolutely. So the 21-day equity challenge is just that. It's 21 days of emails that shares information about the inequities that happen within our region over time, and then an opportunity to come together on a Friday for a Friday lunchtime discussion to talk about the week's worth of information that you've learned, have those community conversations via virtual, of course, having those community conversations to discuss the inequities and then to make commitments within yourself to change. Everyone is at a different place within the equity journey, and we want to make sure that we're helping everyone to address where they are in that journey and helping everyone to strengthen themselves in that journey as well. And people can get involved simply by going to our website to log on and sign up for the challenge. And we can share that information with you after this too, to be able to share with the community.
Great. And then Angela, it's National Volunteer Week next week, and it's also the Global Month of Service. Can you talk a little bit about that and what it means for our community, especially with United Way of Southeastern Michigan?
Sure, definitely. And we are so excited for National Volunteer Week. So next week, April 17th through the 23rd, we'll be celebrating volunteers in our region. The Global Month of Service is April. And next week, we're really focusing on how do we recognize all of you and everyone in our community who get involved and volunteer, and also highlighting different ways for people to get involved next week. So people can go to our website at unitedwaysem.org, click on Get Involved Volunteer, and they can look at opportunities. You know, we've really wanted to make sure that everyone can be involved. And as earlier segments were discussing, you know, some folks are comfortable getting involved in person. Others want to do things from the comfort of their own home still. So you can go online and you can find opportunities to go and pack food boxes, or, you know, get out in the community. And if we have warm weather, you know, help beautify a neighborhood. Or you can also look for opportunities to get involved at home. So, you know, you can utilize your own skills from working at home. Being an example as a social media volunteer, helping a local homeless shelter with their social media efforts. So we have a wide variety of opportunities. We also have our volunteer honor roll. So some of your community members will be highlighted in that honor roll on our website as well.
And then can you talk a little bit about the impact of volunteering on the community? Obviously, throughout the entire year, you want people to volunteer at those organizations, at those other types of businesses, but specifically in April, people are focusing in on Volunteer Week next week. Can you talk a little bit about the impact that it has on the community and how vital it is?
Yes, you know, we are obviously highlighting next week, but it is a year-round activity. The amount of resources and time, talent, and expertise that individuals and groups can provide to our nonprofit organizations go well beyond what they can normally provide. So as we look at the impact in our region and financial impact, and, you know, the resources that people can provide through their skills, as well as helping to donate items. So that's another way to get involved in your community and provide resources. And so, yes, we have a lot of opportunities next week, but year round, those resources that we can provide with our time, talents, we also say treasures and skills, that really makes and strengthens our community and helps our nonprofits and our neighbors. You know, we've seen more than ever over the last 2 years, like how coming together and supporting one another just through informal support, you know, helping out your neighbor, that really is what United Way is here for, is providing a structure to help out your own neighbors or maybe the neighbor at the next street over.
And Angela, when someone thinks of volunteering, it is giving one's time to an individual or a business or organization. Can you talk a little bit about if someone is looking to get into volunteering but may not have, you know, 20 hours a week to give to an organization, some of the opportunities that they may be able to do just on the weekend or a few hours during the week?
Definitely. So there is a wide variety at our website, and the easiest way to get involved is to go on there, search by your zip code, your interests, your skills, and there's everything from dropping in and packing food boxes for a couple hours, or coordinating with your neighbors and friends a book drive for little free libraries in your community. So it really is, you can go online and you can type in your interest, age, your children's age. That's another thing. We want to make sure there's opportunities for family and friends to volunteer with you. So there really is something. And those of you that are looking to get involved more long-term, so tutors, mentors, there's those opportunities as well.
And Angela, could you also talk a little bit about if there is an organization or a business that is looking for volunteers, how they can contact you guys and get an ad or some sort of application out on the United Way website to make sure that they are getting the help that they need during this time?
Yep, definitely. They can go to unitedwaysdm.org, get involved, volunteer, and our online portal is a free resource to our nonprofit communities or local organizations who are looking for volunteers. They can register, and one of our staff will help them get their links up and get them going, and they can post their one-time and ongoing needs.
And Angela, with the pandemic that is leading up a little bit with some of the restrictions that are happening around Michigan, can you talk a little bit about the impact that the pandemic has had on volunteering and anything that you've seen with some of those organizations and businesses that have reached out to you?
You know, we've really seen the beauty of our community. And so we're at the beginning, we really saw people lean in. What can I do from home? How can I help, right? We were really amazed and continue to be amazed how people just want to get involved and volunteer. But we also saw a lot of restrictions on our nonprofit partners and organizations where they couldn't have the masses come in and help. And so, you know, a lot of things that large groups were able to do, they really became restricted because you couldn't bring in 50 volunteers to help beautify your neighborhood or, you know, work with a large group of students. It really became more one-on-one. So we've really seen people get creative, our nonprofit partners and our volunteers. You know, they've really decided, like, how can we continue to help in a safe way? So the need is definitely still there. We definitely see a lot of organizations that are really, really looking to the portal and to our partners and to each of you in the community to really raise your hand and say, I can get involved, because the need is there. We've just all had to get really creative on how to do it in a safe way. So please, if you have free time, talent, expertise, and treasures, we're here to support you to get involved in something that interests you. And also as a nonprofit, feel free to reach out. You can also reach out to me directly as well. My information is on our website, and we'll make sure to connect you to the right United Way staff member who can help you.
Well, Tonya and Angela, it was such a pleasure talking to you guys this morning. Thank you so much for taking time out of your morning and giving us a little bit of information on United Way of Southeastern Michigan and National Volunteer Week that's happening next week.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Once again, I was joined by Angela Beckman, the Senior Director of Engagement, and Tonya Adair, the Chief People, Equity, and Engagement Officer from United Way of Southeastern Michigan, talking a little bit about National Volunteer Week that is happening next week and some of the other great community programs that United Way of Southeastern Michigan has in our community. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you again to Angela Beckman and Tonya Adair for joining us this morning on the Splash Live. A special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us and are prepared for our interviews. As always, a huge thank you to Calvin Brown, our director and board operator, for making this show possible each and every morning. And thank you for joining me as we explored all of the people and events in our greater West Bloomfield community. As always, you can make sure to tune in live every morning, Monday through Friday, on Civic Center TV, on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99, Monday through Friday at 9:30 to catch up on what's going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. You can also watch all of our archived content and interviews on our website at civiccentertv.com and our YouTube page at Civic Center TV. For all of our friends in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.